Hey, all, this is Chuck Wicks. I am here at CRS, Nashville, Tennessee, and I'm going to interview Becca. You may have heard her, Becca.
And I'm not chewing gum. It's brilliant.
How do you feel about the CRS festivities? Because now I walked in the door, and you said you might have been boycotting some of these, events.
Well, it's a bit overwhelming. It's hard to run into people like you and to be offered free cocktails and
I'm sorry, free what?
Adult beverages.
Adult beverages, okay.
I don't do that very often, so.
Okay, so now we have found something out about Becca. She does not drink alcoholic beverages. So if you see her often, I'm sorry. Now it is very clear, daily. Now, I just did a show with Brad Paisley about 2 hours ago here at CRS.
You were his surprise guest.
I was a surprise guest, and I, again, saw Becca in the lobby, and she's a big supporter of me, Chuck Wicks.
Yes.
And I said, hey, how'd you like the show? And she says, what show? And I said,
I heard about it.
Oh, you heard about it.
I have spies planted to tell me. In fact, I found something else out about you, and I'd love for you to share this story with everybody. I heard a really cool story about your song, Stealing Cinderella, and there was a guy that asked to marry someone, and the dad said no. So can you tell that story?
Oh, we're having a serious moment.
No, really, because this is a great story. You're hearing it here first.
If you could cue the background music.
I don't even know the song.
I don't know either.
Go ahead.
A guy from Nashville went to North Carolina.
Okay.
Let's call it North Carolina. It might have been South Carolina. Asked for the daughter's hand in marriage. Well, the dad said no. He says, I don't know who's going to marry my daughter, but it's not going to be you.
And this is a true story.
True story. It turns out a year later, fast forward a year later, after their little meeting that didn't go so hot, he says, I heard a song on the radio called Stealing Cinderella.
I'll let you tell it.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right. Heard a song on the radio called Stealing Cinderella. He said, I realized that it wasn't you I'm mad at. It's the fact that I don't want to lose my daughter. One of the coolest stories I've ever heard. And because of Stealing Cinderella on the radio, they got the dad's blessing. They're married now. They go to family picnics.
How cool is that? What a great story.
Very cool. Now back to the good stuff. Becca.
Okay, yes.
Okay. On a closing note.
Uh-oh.
What advice would you give for any new CRS attendees or people that come here? What do you recommend that they go to? Maybe the Bridge Bar. I know you don't drink alcoholic beverages.
Right, and often.
But do you recommend the Bridge Bar, or do you recommend maybe seeing events when Chuck Wicks plays with Brad Paisley?
Well, I recommend finding out where Chuck Wicks is going to be playing and then going to check that out. And then if you do find yourself in the Bridge Bar not consuming alcoholic beverages often, aspirin and Gatorade and a designated driver.
I am Chuck Wicks signing off here with Becca. We're going to leave you on that note. And don't buy a thing she said. If you go to the Bridge Bar during CRS, you will see Becca in the back in a booth, kind of slouched over a little bit, with about two Tanqueray and tonics, I guess, right?
Screwdrivers. Not
Screwdrivers.
That I drink them often.
No big deal.
Right.
Maybe a shot.
And,
if you buy her one, she'll drink it.
Wait, real quick, shameless plug. What's the name of your album?
Starting now, Chuck Wicks.
Go get it.
Like 17 of them.
We love you.
I love you.
Hi, this is Sweet Becca. Thank you for logging on to 103WKDF.com.